In sports news, it's less than 2 months of the All-Africa Games in Congo-Brazzaville. Nigeria's Aruna Quadri wants the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation to employ foreign coaches to put finishing touches to the team's preparation for the Games. Quadri admits that there were noticeable errors in the Team Nigeria game at the ITTF Senior Cup. He is confident, though, the table tennis team will make up for the errors at the Games scheduled for September 4th to the 19th.
I think everywhere must be fixed. In short, almost all players, including me, we have a lot of errors and mistakes to be corrected. The best way to correct these mistakes is by bringing in foreign support in capture. European coaching team, some of the best coaches in the world. I think if we can be able to get this, some of the errors will be fixed. But I think it's impossible to fix everything. If we can correct some good errors, I think we are capable of beating the Egyptians. It doesn't matter if we go to China. What matters a lot is if we are having some of the best coaches in the world to assist us for the African Games preparation. I think staying in Nigeria is not too bad because the Games is also going to be in Africa. So I think if we can be able to get this foreign help from Germany, Korea or China, I think we can surpass the Egyptians.
Warri Wolves this evening recorded the biggest win of the 2014-2015 season in a rescheduled Nigeria Professional Football League, thrashing El Kanemi Warriors 5-0 at the Warri City Stadium. Wolves took the game beyond their opponents from Maiduguri by the hour mark as Paul Aibugun's men raced into a 4-goal lead. With Wolves in total control, they needed just a goal to move into the top 4 behind Sunshine Stars, Eyimba and Wiki Tourists, and Lordson Ichil got the all-important goal to wrap up the one-sided contest. Wolves are now 4 points behind table-topping Sunshine Stars and could cut that lead to 1 and move into 3rd place by Wednesday if they beat Kwara United. Arsenal this evening picked their second 2015 pre-season trophy, winning the Emirates Cup that paraded teams from the Bundesliga, La Liga and League One. Having put themselves into a commanding position with a convincing victory over Lyon at the weekend, Arsene Wenger's troop beat Bundesliga representatives Wolfsburg 1-0 to win the trophy for the first time since 2010. Theo Walcott scored the decisive goal just after half-time, latching on to Jeff Rain Adelaide's pass to secure a victory against high-class opposition, who were the better side in the opening 45 minutes. Arsenal finished on 13 points in first place, 3 points above second place Villarreal. Meanwhile, Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel earlier today picked his second win of the season in a chaotic, dramatic and thrilling Hungarian Grand Prix as Lewis Hamilton finished 6th. Red Bull pair Daniel Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo finished 2nd and 3rd, with the Australian claiming a podium place despite collisions with both Mercedes drivers Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. The result means Hamilton extends his lead over Rosberg to 21 points. Ferrari driver Vettel has dedicated his win to late Formula One driver Jules Bianchi, who died on Friday.
It was a crazy race. There was contact in turn 1. I thought there was a lot of damage. I thought the race was over. Then contact on the restart with Lewis. I thought the race was probably over, and then contact with Nico as well. But we were resilient today. I left it all on the track. Let's say I put my heart into everything today, and I think that's the way Jules would have wanted it. So I owe that race to him.
Well, after turn 1, I thought my race was over, to be honest, because I had such a massive flat spot. I could hardly stay on track. But then the team told me to keep pushing, and some people say never give up, but they don't know what they're saying. And today, until today, I also didn't know what it means really, but today I really learned what it means never to give up.
We had a great start, and obviously it was crucial to get in the lead straight away. The car was difficult but great to drive, and it has been a great race. We showed great pace. So again, thank you very much to the team for the recovery since Friday, and today I think it just came together. And despite the safety car, we still managed to win. So this one is for the team as well.
In other news, U.S. President Barack Obama has arrived in Ethiopia, continuing his Africa tour. Having just left Kenya, he's the first U.S. president to visit the country. The chairperson of the AU Commission, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, says his visit is historic and would help broaden and deepen the relationship between the AU and the United States. Now, in his last address before leaving his father's homeland, Kenya, the president praised the country for its economic and political advances, but warned that corruption, terrorism, and tribal or ethnic division were a threat to its future. He said the cancer of corruption was costing the country some 250,000 jobs.
I'm here as a friend who wants Kenya to succeed. And the pillars of that success are clear: strong democratic governance, development that provides opportunity for all people and not just some, a sense of national identity that rejects conflict for a future of peace and reconciliation. And today we can see that future for Kenya on the horizon, but tough choices are going to have to be made in order to arrive at that destination. There's a proverb that says, "We have not inherited this land from our forebears, we have borrowed it from our children."
U.S. President Barack Obama just before he left Kenya. In other news, Turkey has called a meeting with NATO countries to discuss action against PKK Kurdish separatists and the Islamic State. The country has been taking part in airstrikes by the coalition on the militants in Syria and is also fighting an ongoing conflict against the Kurdish separatists north of Iraq. Turkey, which has a border with Syria, has witnessed a suicide bombing at the border recently in which 32 people were killed. The Syrian government has admitted its army has been strained by the war against ISIS, forcing them to give up on some areas in order to continue the fight against ISIS. President Bashar al-Assad, who has not commented for a while on the country's civil war nor the battle with ISIS, says the army does not have the manpower to defend the whole country, especially as rebel groups are believed to be receiving help from the outside. He did say it is important to identify important areas so the entire country does not collapse. President Assad said he was sure the army could defend the core areas where it was consolidating, that is Damascus, the cities of Homs and Hama, and the coast. He promised to continue the fight against ISIS and ruled out any willingness to negotiate a settlement at the moment. And the main news again. A female suicide bomber has detonated an explosive device at the cattle market in Damaturu, killing 19 people. The People's Democratic Party has criticized the president's visit to Washington as fruitless, but the APC has countered that, saying Nigerians can expect results soon. Energy experts have gathered in London and recommended power overhaul on the continent. And Turkey has called a NATO meeting to discuss military operations against the Islamic State and Kurdish separatists. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.